Welcome to my YouTube channel Wise Whispers, where silence speaks. My daughter looked straight at me and said coldly, "You have to pay more." Those 5 words felt heavier than anything I had heard in years. I sat quietly at the kitchen table, staring at the cup of tea slowly getting cold in front of me. At that moment, I realized something painful. Sometimes the people you love the most can forget the sacrifices you made for them. My name is Ava, and I am 64 years old. I never imagined that one day I would need to make a decision that would change my relationship with my own daughter forever. For most of my life, I worked hard as a nurse. The job was not easy, but it allowed me to raise my daughter, Lily, after my husband passed away when she was only 9. I worked night shifts, weekends, and holidays so she could have a good life. I still remember the nights when I came home exhausted, but still helped her with homework. I remember saving money for years so she could attend college. Every sacrifice I made felt worth it whenever I saw her smile. Years later, Lily got married to a man named Daniel. At first, everything seemed perfect. They bought a house, had a stable life, and even gave me a beautiful grandson named Oliver. When they were buying their house, Lily came to me with tears in her eyes. "Mom," she said softly, "the bank needs a larger down payment. Can you help us?" Of course I helped. I gave them most of my savings, $80,000. I didn't hesitate. A mother doesn't hesitate when her child needs help. For years, everything seemed fine. I would visit them often, bring gifts for Oliver, cook dinner for the family, and help whenever they asked. But slowly, things started changing. Lily became distant. She started speaking to me less warmly, almost like I was a stranger instead of her mother. One evening, she invited me over to discuss something important. I arrived with homemade cookies for Oliver, expecting a pleasant family evening. Instead, Lily and Daniel sat across from me at the dining table with serious faces. Daniel cleared his throat. "Ava," he said, "the house expenses have increased. Taxes, repairs, insurance, everything is more expensive now." I nodded politely, not yet understanding where this conversation was going. Then Lily looked at me and said the words that shocked me. "You have to pay more." I blinked in confusion. "Pay more?" I asked quietly. "Yes," she replied. "You helped with the down payment, but the house value has increased. Since you're here so often and it's partly because of your help, we think it's fair if you contribute monthly." For a moment I thought she was joking. But she was. They wanted $1,500 every month. I felt my heart sink, not because of the money but because of the way she said it, like I owed them something. I took a slow breath. "Lily," I said gently, "I gave you my savings to help you start your life." "Yes," she said, crossing her arms, "but things change, you can afford it." At that moment, I realized something important. They didn't see my help as love. They saw it as an obligation. I nodded slowly, stood up and picked up my purse. "I understand," I said calmly. Then I walked out of the house. That night I barely slept. I kept thinking about all the years I spent raising Lily alone, the birthday cakes I baked, the school trips I paid for, the nights I stayed awake worrying about her future. And now she believed I owed her more. The next morning I made a decision. I picked up my phone and made one call to the bank. You see, when Lily and Daniel bought the house years ago, the bank advisor suggested something for security. Since I contributed the down payment, my name was also partially connected to the mortgage agreement as a financial guarantor. At the time, Lily said it was just a formality. But that formality gave me certain rights. I spoke calmly with the bank manager. "I would like to withdraw my financial guarantee from the mortgage agreement," I said. The manager paused. "Are you sure, Ms. Ava? That could affect their loan conditions." "Yes," I replied quietly, "I'm sure." 2 days later, Lily called me. She sounded furious. "Mom, the bank contacted us. They said our loan conditions will change if you remove your guarantee." I stayed calm. "You told me I needed to pay more," I said gently, "so I decided it's better if I step away financially." She was silent for a moment. "You can't do that," she snapped. "I can," I replied, and I did. Then I said something I never thought I would say to my own daughter. I helped you because I love you, Lily, not because I owed you anything. There was a long pause on the phone. Then her voice changed. It became softer. Mom, I didn't mean it like that. But I had already heard enough. For the next few weeks, we didn't talk much. Then one Sunday afternoon, there was a knock on my door. When I opened it, Lily stood there holding Oliver's hand. Her eyes were red. Mom, she whispered, I'm sorry. She hugged me tightly, like she did when she was a little girl. I forgot everything you did for me, she said through tears. Daniel and I were stressed about money, but that's not an excuse. Oliver looked up at me and smiled. Grandma, can we have cookies? I laughed softly. And in that moment, the anger in my heart finally faded. Moral of the story: kindness should never be treated as a debt. When people forget the sacrifices made for them, sometimes a firm reminder is the only way to teach them the true value of gratitude.